Most coaches overcomplicate fat loss. Macros, fasting, meal frequency, meal timing, all before you even started. When I first got into fitness, I had no idea what I was doing. So I simplified it. Here's the stupid simple method I use personally in how to calculate your fat loss calories effortlessly. I've coached over hundreds of busy men through my Barbarian Physique program. Most are busy dads in their 30s and 40s working 50+ hours every single week. And none of them have time to cook every single day, keep track of everything, or follow a 6-meal meal plan. So this video will show you how to estimate your maintenance calories, set your fat loss deficit, and build simple macros all without wasting time. We'll cover calories in versus calories out, energy balance, macro math, and how to make adjustments. So let's get into it. Step number 1 is understanding calories in versus calories out. 1 pound of fat has 3,500 calories. So in order to lose 1 pound per week, you need to be in a 500 calorie deficit every single day, because 500 multiplied by 7 is 3,500 calories. And in order to lose 2 pounds per week, you'd have to be in a 1,000 calorie deficit every single week. So it's all about the weekly deficit that matters most, and not the daily perfection. Step number 2, estimate your maintenance calories. Now, if you were to go online right now and search up how many calories you need, you're gonna see a bunch of random videos of people talking about different formulas, different online calorie calculators, and it's just super overwhelming. So when I first got into fitness when I was around 14 or 15, I did exactly just that. I Googled and I searched on YouTube how to figure out how many calories you need, and I was just bombarded by all this information of all these different coaches, quite honestly just trying to like sound really smart in order to impress other coaches without actually helping the person that they were trying to help, which was me, a brand new beginner who didn't have a science degree. I didn't know what most of the jargon was, what most of the words they were using was, and I just got left super confused. And so that's why I want to make this video, to literally simplify everything as much as I can. So throw all the online calorie calculators out the window and just follow this method. Multiply your body weight in pounds by 15. Yes, it is that simple. And this will give you your estimated maintenance calories. So for example, if you weigh 200 pounds, you're going to take 200 pounds and multiply it by 15, and you will get roughly 3,000 calories. So you're going to take this number and eat it for the next 2 weeks. And now during this 2-week process, keep track of your weight and see how it fluctuates. So weigh yourself daily and track the average. And now during this 2-week experiment, one of 3 things will happen. Number 1, you will gain weight. This means that you're in a calorie surplus, which means you're eating more calories than you burn on a daily basis. Number 2, you will lose weight. This means that you're in a calorie deficit, which means you're eating less calories than you burn on a daily basis. And lastly, you'll maintain your weight, which means you have found your maintenance calories. And now all throughout this experiment, try your absolute best to keep everything as consistent as possible. And this means your sleep, keep that consistent. Your daily steps, your exercise routine, your stress levels, everything you do on a daily basis, try to keep it as consistent as possible, because if during this 2-week period, you're doing a bunch of different things all at once, like one day you're running a marathon, the next day you're starving yourself because you're too busy at work, the following day you binge out on a all-you-can-eat sushi buffet, and the following day your dog dies and you're super stressed out, and the next day this happens, and the following day this happens, and you're like all over the place, none of this is gonna matter. So try your absolute best to keep everything as consistent as possible to get the most accurate data. But if you actually stuck to this formula, kept everything as consistent as possible, you should be able to maintain your body weight. And so if that is the case, congratulations, you have found your maintenance calories. And now you've done the hardest part. Now all you're gonna do is subtract 500 calories from that number in order to lose 1 pound per week, or if you want to accelerate the process, subtract 1,000 calories from that number so you can lose 2 pounds per week. So again, if your maintenance calories is 3,000 calories, you're gonna drop it down to either 2,500 calories in order to lose 1 pound per week, or you're gonna drop it down to 2,000 calories in order to lose 2 pounds per week on average. Now I wouldn't go any lower than this, because there's a huge difference between weight loss and fat loss. Fat loss, which is what you want, implies that you're just losing body fat while maintaining, if not building, muscle, whereas weight loss implies that you're losing both body fat and muscle mass, which is not what you want, unless you want to end up looking like a skinny fat individual, which I assume no one really wants, but hey, each to their own. But I assume if you're watching this video, you want to look nice and lean and muscular and jacked, so make sure that you don't lose weight too quickly. And I would certainly not go below 1,500 calories for men, especially for a long period of time. A quick side tangent, I've competed in 2 bodybuilding shows, and both times I did that. I have a really adaptive metabolism, so whenever I drop my calories, my maintenance calories and my general metabolism just slows down, and both times I've competed, I've had to drop my calories down to 1,500 calories. And of course, it wasn't for a sustained period of time. It's not meant to be sustainable, but I even noticed in such an acute time period, a lot of things just kind of went wrong. That included my hormones, my energy levels, my sex drive, my performance in the gym, my sleep, everything just started to suffer. So please do yourselves a favor and do not drag your calories down too low. If you want to lose weight in a sustainable way, we always recommend to all of our clients, the slower you go, the better. Because during this time frame, not only are you going to be losing weight, which is awesome, you're also going to be able to develop the habits necessary, not just to lose the weight, but actually keep it off. Whereas if you try to lose weight as fast as you can and follow these quick fixes, you're not going to be able to turn into the person who can actually maintain those results. And that is why you always see all these extreme before and after pictures of these people losing 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 50 pounds in such a short time span, but then you don't see what happens to them afterwards. 9 times out of 10, they regain all the weight back again, if not more, because they haven't developed the habits necessary in order to sustain those results. And the best way that you can actually build up the habits needed in order to sustain your weight loss results is by taking it nice and easy. Slow and steady always wins the race. So I would far rather see you lose weight slower, but in a more sustainable way, rather than losing weight super fast in an unsustainable way. Step number 4, break down your macros. Now that we have found your calories, we have to break it down into our macronutrients. These include your protein, carbs, and fats. Now for reference, 1 gram of protein has 4 calories, 1 gram of carb has 4 calories, and 1 gram of fat has 9 calories. So for protein, this is very simple. Just aim to eat around 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you're gonna eat roughly 200 grams of protein every single day, which is 800 calories. For your fats, eat a minimum of 0.4 grams of fat per pound of body weight per day. So if you weigh 200 pounds, multiply that by 0.4, and you're gonna get roughly 80 grams of fats per day, which is 720 calories. And now fill the rest of your calories with carbs. Step number 5, stick to it for 2 weeks. Your body needs time to show results. So please do not change your numbers daily, especially if you notice your weight fluctuating day to day. That is totally normal, so do not panic. We're more so concerned about the weekly and monthly averages than we are with the daily fluctuations. It is totally normal for your weight to go up one day, followed by it being lower the next day, and a lot of different factors can come into play, such as what time did you eat your last meal the night before? Are you slightly more bloated than you were yesterday? Have you gone to the bathroom yet? Are you weighing yourself at a different time? How much water did you drink the night before? All these different things can affect the number on the scale, especially in the short term. But over the long term, if you're consistent with all of this, you should notice a trend either going upwards or downwards. Hopefully, if you've done this correctly, it'll go downwards. So to wrap all of this up, fat loss isn't magical, it's just math and consistency. Now, if you want my free macronutrient guide, which literally goes in depth on everything that I just talked about, go ahead and click the link in the description down below. You can join my free fat loss group, and inside you'll get a bunch of free resources on my macronutrient guide. We have a bunch of free courses in there as well. So if you literally go through all of the courses, you should be able to know everything that I know in order to not only lose the weight, but then actually keep it off for good.